on YouTube, live on the Rumble. Good afternoon. Welcome to This Date in History, aka TDHI, of course, Emilio Xander.
Jay here.
Golden Moon.
And UVRU, thank you so much for coming in and watching us. Today is, of course, Moon's Day, aka Monday. April 7th. Wait,
Tuesday.
it's Tuesday. Okay, so it's Tears' Day, aka Tuesday, April 7th, 2026. And this show is about interesting and important events that occurred today throughout the annals of recorded history, starting with the year 30. This is the scholars' estimate of the crucifixion of Jesus Christ by Roman troops in Jerusalem, or April 3rd. So, one of these 2 days. So it's either April 3rd or today, in which Jesus Christ was crucified. Now, whatever you believe about him, if he was the Messiah or not, even the Jews say he might have been an actual person. Now they don't accept him as their Lord and all that stuff, and all that jazz, which is fine. A lot of people don't and stuff, but at least he's recognized as he was a human.
Yeah.
In the bare minimum. So this or the third is when he got put up on the cross here. So yeah. What else do we got here? 451. Oh, sorry. What's up?
I like Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I do too. So, anyway, 451 here. Attila the Hun plundered Metz in northeastern France, killing most of its inhabitants. And burning the town. The other source said Attila the Hun captured and plundered Metz in northeastern France, murdering most of its inhabitants and burning the town. So, telling me to look this up, image search, and find a link in the underbar if there's an actual event, because I want to start. Okay, so it doesn't look like there's documents and such here, but I want to read this one in particular here. What does this say? Attila the Hun's brutal conquest of Europe nearly crushed the Roman Empire, with cities falling to his army like dominoes. But when he turned his sights on Rome itself, a mysterious meeting with Pope Leo I forced him to retreat, leaving the world to wonder what really stopped the surge. And for once, it wasn't the victors who wrote the histories. So that's really weird.
Huh.
Yeah. So
Exactly.
somehow... Yeah, go ahead.
Just reading your point, sir.
529 here. 529 here.
What?
Okay, what's up, dude?
Go ahead, read your
Okay.
speech, sir.
529, the first draft of Corpus Juris Civilis, or the Justinian Code, a fundamental work of jurisprudence, was issued by Eastern Roman Emperor Justinian I. And the other source says first draft of Corpus Juris Civilis, the fundamental work in jurisprudence, issued by Eastern Roman Emperor Justinian I, says the same thing, just in different ways. Sometimes you get that, with different sources, but sometimes they add in like one word or something that's different. But these are the codes here. So let me bigger this so we can see this. Yeah.
Yeah, jurisprudence. That goes way back.
Yeah, indeed, it does. So. We also have 611 forces from Maya city Calakmul invaded and conquered the neighboring city of Palenque, holding it as a vassal state for 5 years. Wow. And I'm just going to see if there is an actual link I can put this. Now, I guess people are just going to have to look at it themselves. Because usually I just grab a Wikipedia link and such, even though Wikipedia, we all know, is a leftist organization. It's the go-to for most research there. What else we got here? 1118, Pope Gelasius II was excommunicated by Holy Roman Emperor Henry V, forcing him to flee Rome and rule in exile. The Pope was excommunicated. That's unusual. Usually it's the Pope doing the excommunications. So it says here, the investiture controversy or investiture contest was a conflict between the church and the state in medieval Europe over the ability to choose and install bishops, which was called investiture, abbots of monasteries, and the Pope himself. Yeah, so there's a whole thing, like who is more powerful, the Holy Roman Emperor or the Pope? Like you can't be equals, but one's the leader of the world, the other's the voice of God. So who has more authority? Like
I'm saying
Exactly.
the emperor
The voice
does.
of God.
He's got the guns.
Yeah, but the Pope is the voice of God. You can't get more powerful than God if you believe in
And
that.
who was excommunicated?
The Pope.
There you go.
Yeah, you have it right there.
The Pope, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to add this into the underbar section here. What is this called? Investiture controversy. So add that in the underbar section really quick. Moving on up here to 1141, we have Empress Matilda became the first female ruler of England, adopting the title Lady of the English. And we actually have a picture right here. It's
That's nice.
yeah, an artist depiction of her back in the day. 1348, Prague University, the first university in Central Europe, was chartered, formed by Holy Roman Emperor Charles IV. So I need to look this up as well, so I'm going to do that. Let's see here if there's, nope, okay, so images time. So yeah, oh yeah, that's what this image is right here. And all of this is not the university, that's just an aerial view of the city, but this building here, according to this, that's the central building. So that was the initial one right there.
Okay.
So, but we can see it right here.
Yeah.
And I believe the rest of these probably are part of it.
Yeah.
Not entirely sure. So, there's a cathedral way back there. Several cathedrals. Well, look at that one back there. If that is a cathedral. Am I seeing that right, or is that just a trick of the eye? Is that like a park or something?
It looks like it.
Yeah.
It's kind of shadowed, but I think it looks like it.
Yeah.
They're all over the place.
Yeah. What were you saying, Jay?
I said it looks like a park because you can see in the far distance it looks like a corner there.
Yeah, it's a little strange to put a finger on. 1449, Felix V abdicated his claim to the papacy, ending the reign of the final anti-pope. Well, okay, why did I put that in? Like, well, why did he abdicate? That's a better question. Why did he abdicate? So, that's a question for the viewers. If anybody wants to look that up, let us know what you find in the comment section. You know, become part of the show. Don't just watch it. You know, interact.
Exactly. Be part of the show.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Now, I have something here if you want to read it. I'll highlight it for you really quick.
Okay. In France, Italy, crowd basically storms in Italy, basically.
Yep.
Florence, Italy from Assassin's Creed 2.
Yeah, 1498, a crowd stormed Savonarola's convent of San Marco, Florence in Italy. And I wonder, you know, why did they do that? A crowd of how many? Like, 100, 1,000? Like, 10,000?
Quite a bit of them.
Yeah. 1509, France declared war on Venice. Why? It has to be something involving economics, because Venice was an economic powerhouse back in the day.
It was
before
a trading hub, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
1521, Inquisitor General Adrian Boyanesis banned Lutheran books. That's not nice. I wonder why he did that.
That's not nice at all.
Yeah.
Blasphemy.
Yeah. 1541, Spanish missionary Francis Xavier left Lisbon for the Portuguese East Indies and as the first Jesuit missionary.
Oh.
So he's trying to
Nice.
trying to spread Jesuit belief over there. 1645, Michael Cardozo became the first Jewish lawyer in Brazil. Now, that makes me wonder, like, was he a lawyer whom was Jewish, or was he a lawyer of the Jews? Because with English language, I mean, like, he's a Jewish lawyer. Like, well,
yeah,
I mean...
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, this is why I'm such a stickler with semantics in English. It's like, that's a legitimate question. Most likely, he's a lawyer that is Jewish.
Yes, that's the way it's written.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can interpret it differently, and that's the problem.
Me being me, I have to poke a hole in it, like 1712 we have a slave revolt in New York City. We actually, I think, covered this yesterday slightly. Just after midnight, 9 slave owners were killed and 6 were wounded by a group of about 24 slaves attempting to lead a revolt. At least 21 enslaved Africans were executed, and another half dozen, deleted themselves. So, wow. 1739, Dick Turpin was executed in England for horse stealing. Dick Turpin, that almost sounds like a slur. Like, oh, you Dick Turpin. It's like, what is a Turpin and why are you doing that to a dick? Like, but still.
Exactly, that sounds sexual. That sounds overly sexual.
Yeah, but executed for horse stealing. I mean, I guess, it must have been a high crime back then. So, it's probably where the term high horse comes from.
Especially if he sold a bunch of them over time.
Yeah, true. 1788, first settlement in Ohio at Marietta. So settlers established Marietta in Ohio, the first permanent settlement created by U.S. citizens in the recently organized Northwest Territory. And this is actually, hold on, I keep forgetting I have a guest on the show, so I gotta do it this way. This is a artist rendition of the of that settlement right there. That's pretty cool.
That's very nice painting too. I love it.
Yeah.
I love the paintings.
Yeah. And what's interesting, like just a random little tidbit of trivia, but like you remember the movie The Patriot?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you know that asshole British guy, the antagonist? You're like, yeah. When he was talking with Cornwallis about getting the green light to go do his atrocities and everything, but he said he can never come back to Britain. He's like, show me Ohio. So he was going to go to Ohio.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's where he was going to live after the war if they won.
I think he's asking to be, if he does the job, give me Ohio.
Probably, yeah. I think he was thinking about that, yeah. So, 1795, France adopted the meter as the basic measure of length, as well as the kilogram and gram as primary units of mass. All right, so they're getting into the metric system. 1798, Mississippi Territory was organized from disputed territory claimed by both the United States and the Spanish Empire. It was expanded in 1804 and again in 1812. So I actually have right here, this whole thing was the Mississippi Territory. Eventually they cut it directly in half and made Alabama Territory in 1817. And when they made the Mississippi State in 1817, so they cut it in half, gave that Alabama. But it shows here, like the whole thing was annexed. Well, actually, no, it shows here, this was established in 1798, then it annexed up here in 1804, and then they annexed this in 1812. So then, it just shows you the whole thing, in this one diagram.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So
Oh, jeez, that's pretty crazy to divide.
Yeah. 1805, Lewis and Clark expedition left Fort Manlin on the Missouri River near what is now Washburn, North Dakota, beginning their journey to the Pacific Ocean. All right, so this is the beginning of it.
Yeah.
Yep. They broke camp among the Mandan tribe, leaving Fort Mandan, beginning and resuming their journey to the west. Because this is when it was like considered the beginning of it, even though they had already previously left St. Louis, in which that's what the St. Louis Arch is depicting, the gateway to the west.
Right.
That's when they actually started, but it was still settled land. So some people don't count that; they count when they were officially off of, they are now on the frontier, and now it starts, So
I say, where'd you start off from?
Yeah. 1824, the Mechanics Institution was established in Manchester, England, at the Bridgewater Arms Hotel as part of a national movement for the education of working men. The institute was a precursor of 3 universities in the city: the University of Manchester, the University UMIST, and the Metropolitan University of Manchester, MMU. So that's really awesome. And here's a picture of that building right there. That's what started it all. Just that unassuming, 3-story brick building there. What else do we got? 1827, English chemist John Walker sold the world's first friction matches, for 1 cent. Wait, 1 S2D. What was that supposed to mean? 1827 here. Hold on a second. Yeah, 1 S2D or 6 new pence. That's weird.
6 pence. That's
this is British
currency.
Yeah. Per 100 matches in a tin case with a piece of sandpaper. So sandpaper to strike the matches and everything. And we have here right there. I'm sorry. What are you saying, dude? You keep talking, but you're cutting in and out.
I mean, it must be pesos.
Ah, peso. No, pence. Pence was a British currency.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But here's a picture of what the. 1831, Dom Pedro I, Emperor of Brazil, passed the throne to his 6-year-old son, Dom Pedro II, so that he can return to Portugal to support his daughter, Maria II, against the usurper, Miguel I. A lot of firsts and seconds going on. Yeah, and he gave his 5-year-old son, the reins. That's pretty wild there. 1853, Queen Victoria asked Jon Snow, I think is that the name of the character for Game of Thrones, Jon Snow or something? The guy who's like winter is coming.
Yeah, it's all along those lines.
Yeah, She asked Jon Snow to administer chloroform during the delivery of her 8th child, Leopold, leading to wider acceptance of obstetrical anesthesia. So they use chloroform to anesthesia her.
Yeah, that was really common.
That makes sense. Like you can't feel pain if you're knocked out.
Exactly.
1860, Grand Duke Frederick I liberalized laws in Bath. The other source says Baden. So, actually, no, now it says Baden. It used to say Bath. Primary source edited. Okay, maybe if I read. 1868, Thomas D'Arcy McGee, one of the Canadian Fathers of Confederation, was assassinated by an Irish, a Fenian activist, in one of the few Canadian political assassinations and only federal politician. So not a lot of assassinations going on up in Canada.
In Canada, no.
No.
Don't you know, eh?
Yeah. What's all that about? 1891, Nebraska introduced an 8-hour workday. All right. 1896, Australian athlete Edwin Flack won gold in the first Olympic 1500-meter final at inaugural Modern Games in Athens, going on to win 800-meter 2 days later. Nice.
So this is getting back to the original games.
Yeah, this is the original games.
The new era original.
Yeah, the modern Olympic
there
Games.
You go.
Yeah. Yeah, we were talking about that yesterday,
yeah.
and so like this is around the time that they're going on. I see that you're trying to say something, Jay.
I was agreeing with what he was saying.
Oh, okay. 1901, SDAP demanded general voting right, abolishing first chamber. Isn't that the Nazis? The SDAP? Like.
Yes, that's the one.
I think so. I'm just gonna look this up.
I don't know.
Social Democratic Workers' Party, Netherlands. Okay, so this was Netherlands. A Dutch political party. Yeah, a Dutch political party founded in 1894 that later merged into the Labour Party, Netherlands. Social Democratic Workers' Party of Germany, a German political party founded in 1869 that later merged into the Social Dem. Okay, so SDAP was both Netherlands and Germany. It sounds
they have
like
a thread.
Yes.
Going to Germany, right?
Yeah, there's Netherlands, and then there's Germany, and then there's Austria. So I'm going to add this in the underbar section, SDAP. So what else do we got here? 1902, Texas Oil Company, Texaco formed. Here's
okay.
I believe this is an original photograph. Because I was looking, the people don't look normal. They kind of look like AI smudgy, but to really look for AI, you look at the text, and it says Willard. I can't tell what it says down here under Willard, but in an AI image, Willard would not be that clear unless you specifically put in a prompt, I want the word Willard, somewhere, and it would put it somewhere weird, like wrapped around a fence pole or something crazy, because AI is still...
Okay,
Yeah, but they wanted to take a picture, and they brought the guys out and stand in front of it.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I think this is
comfortable in front of the camera because they're not used to it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It looks it looks weird, but I think it's real.
Yeah, I do too.
So,
yes.
But, yeah, some AI images out there though are really convincing. So,
it's too convincing.
Yeah. 1906, Act of Alciagas drawn between Moroccan police and banking business. Yep. 1906 as well, Mount Vesuvius erupted and devastated Naples. Ooh. 1917, J.M. Barrie's play The Old Lady Shows Her Medals premiered in London. That's a strange name for a show. The Old Lady Shows Her Medals. I didn't realize that women could serve back then.
I wasn't quite sure you were going to say medals there.
Medals.
Yeah. 1919, the first parcel of land was purchased for Cleveland Metro Parks. All right. In 21, revolutionary leader Sun Yat-sen was elected president of China at Canton, though China remained divided into North and South and subject to rivalries of warlords. Yep. 22, Warren G. Harding, Interior Secretary Albert B. Fall leased the Teapot Dome oil reserves to Harry Sinclair, setting in motion the Teapot Dome scandals. What are the Teapot Dome scandals, you may ask? Well, from our other source, it says here, it's Teapot Dome Federal Petroleum / oil reserves to Harry Sinclair's private oil companies on excessively generous terms. So he was basically giving out, with the price lowering or whatever it is, like making it easier, public stuff for private.
Yeah.
That's a no-no. That's a big no-no. That's arguably worse than what Brandon did when
especially at a discount price.
Yeah. What were you saying, Jay?
That doesn't mean that's a no-no.
Yeah. 1923, the first brain tumor operation under local anesthetic was performed in Beth Israel Hospital in New York City by Dr. K. Winfield Ney. Wow.
Whoa.
Brain surgery. That's a thinker. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, who here recognizes his face?
Yeah.
Raise your hand. You do?
Yeah.
You know who that is?
Yeah.
Who is that?
What's his name in Italy?
Mara Gibson.
You're right. I just noticed his name is up here too. So.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
It's too far away. Mussolini,
Yeah. We'll get to there in a minute here. First, 1923, Workers' Party of America in New York City became the official Communist Party. That's not surprising. 1 century ago, 1926, a forest fire burned 900 acres and killed 2 people in San Luis Obispo, California. Here we go. Oh, of course, it has to be a forest fire in California, of all things.
We got a lot of trees.
Exactly.
Yeah. 26-year Mussolini was shot at 3 times by Violet Gibson in Rome. She only hit him once in the nose. Wow.
Oh, jeez.
Well, don't Italians have stereotypically big noses?
I don't know.
I mean,
don't know.
I remember even Family Guy had this bit about like Italians are not Jews, like because the Jews stereotypically, that. So I'm just going off of what Family Guy taught me. Don't go after me. Go after Seth MacFarlane. Leave me alone. I don't have any money. He does. Not him, but yeah. But yeah, she only hit him once in the nose. 1927, the first long-distance television transmission, an image of Secretary of Commerce Herbert Hoover was sent from Washington, D.C. to New York City by AT&T. All right.
That's old school.
Yeah. So, but that's fax.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. 28, actually, something really interesting I haven't spoken about in a while, but there was one point in time where the samurai, the fax machine, and Abraham Lincoln all existed in the world at one time. So, theoretically, a samurai could have sent a fax, a facsimile message to Abraham Lincoln. They all did coexist at once at one period of time.
It doesn't make sense, but I'm not going to argue with you. Because I have no argument on it.
Yeah.
Sounds crazy, but who knows?
Yeah, it was like a 10, 12-year period or something. It's wow. Facsimile machines have been around for a lot longer than people realize.
Obviously.
Yeah. 1928, 44-year-old New York Rangers general manager Lester Patrick replaced his injured goaltender in a Stanley Cup game and beat Montreal Maroons 2-1 in overtime. The Rangers went on to win the series 3-2. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, like I wonder how many coaches actually like get in on the game, in a situation like that in any sport.
No, not many.
Exactly.
Yeah. 33, National Beer Day, Harrison Act came into effect, legalizing the sale of low-alcohol beer. Prohibition in the U.S. was repealed for beer of no more than 3.2% alcohol by weight, 8 months before the ratification of the 21st Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. This is now celebrated as National Beer Day. All right. So awesome. It's telling me.
Oh, you know what I had not too long ago? Root beer.
Nice. I haven't had root beer in a while, actually. It's been a long time.
E&W root beer. That's what I had at where my grocery store was. I had it in the bottle.
Yeah.
With the cork, when you open it with the cork there, I had that.
Oh, the legitimate root beer. That's the real stuff.
Yeah, it's the real stuff. That's the good stuff.
Yeah, I gotta get root beer next time we go to the market because usually I only get like 4 bottles of these. Shasta Cola.
I know.
Oh. But yeah, I wanted to showcase a couple images. First, this one here, and you see this lady in the middle.
Beer?
Yeah, well, this is they're all holding up beers to cheer. You see, like all the guys held up steins, but then look at this lady. She has half a keg in her hand. Why does she have so much?
She's ready to go.
Look at the size of that glass.
I know, it's big.
And then, like, look at it. You have in the background what appears to be more, but they appear to be empty already.
He's already ran out.
Yeah.
The party's been going a while.
Yeah, but I want to bring up another image that I found particularly interesting. Do you see the capitalism in this?
Yeah. Happy Days.
No.
Our beer again. Kind of on that tune.
Well, I mean, like, Happy Days Are Beer Again. Globe Sign Company.
Ah, I didn't see that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Like, any chance you get to advertise, oh, gee,
Yeah.
capitalism, let's just shove this down our throats, just completely take the wind out of the sails of how good of a day it is. 1933 as well, we have the first 2 Nazi anti-Jewish laws barring Jews from legal and public service. Nazi Germany issued the law for the restoration of the professional civil service, banning Jews and political dissidents from civil service posts. And I asked the loon here earlier today, but I ask you, Jay, and I ask you generally, the audience, look around the world today. Look at how cancel culture treats, like anybody who's the wrong color. They have the wrong part between their legs. They have the wrong thoughts. They use the part wrongly. Like how. Affirmative action in DEI prioritizes skin color over actual, qualifications for a job. How is that attitude any different than what I just read? That's why I say I know exactly how it feels like to be a Jew in 1930s Germany, because the Holocaust didn't happen overnight. It took 10, 20 years,
Exactly. It took a
With
while.
history, just read the first part of that sentence. Anti-Jewish laws. I can't quite read it from here.
Bars Jews from legal and public service.
So what does that mean? That means they can get round up and they have no legal rights.
Yeah.
That's where that starts from.
Yes.
Round them up, put them in a concentration camp.
And they tried to do that to the unvaccinated. Like, they even tried to have people who refused to get the vaccine to wear a thing on their sleeve.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah,
That didn't go anywhere, but
well,
still,
because
they lost their jobs and everything else.
How is that any different?
Yeah.
Moving on up, 1934, in India, Mahatma Gandhi suspended his campaign of civil disobedience. That's great. Like, he knows when to take a break. 39, Italy invaded Albania from the other source, because that's a whatever article. It's just like, okay, why is Italy invading Albania? But then again, this is actually right before the Second World War, because that started in September. So.
Well, they did have a fascist.
Yeah. But it says here, Benito Mussolini declared an Italian protectorate over Albania and forced King Zog I into exile. So that's
why. They took it over and said, we're gonna protect you.
Yep. Well, they did the same thing to Ethiopia. So, 1940, U.S. Post Office issued the first postage stamp of black stadium educator Booker T. Washington. Nice.
Wow, that is.
Yeah. 43. I'm sorry?
Sucker the wrestler Booker T.
Booker T. was Washington, an education pioneer.
No, well, that's where they got the name from that guy.
Oh, maybe. So, 43, NFL adopted free substitution rule. Helmets were made mandatory, and 10-game schedule for all teams were approved. All right. 43 as well, the Holocaust in Ukraine. In Terra Bolivia, Germans ordered 1,100 Jews to undress and march through the city to the nearby village of Plevedovenica, where they were shot and buried in ditches. Wow.
Oh, jeez. That's rough.
That's supervillainy beyond my comprehension. Like, not only are you planning on killing them, but you have them march while naked? Like, ordered them to undress and then march through the city. Why? That's just absolutely above and beyond unnecessary to my absolute limits of understanding.
They're dehumanizing.
I know. It's horrifying.
Of course it is.
Disgusting.
Yeah. 44, during World War II, General Montgomery spoke to generals at St. Paul's School about his vision for the upcoming D-Day landings. And there's that movie coming out, Pressure, starring Brendan Fraser as Eisenhower.
Oh, yeah.
Have I shown you that trailer?
Yes, you have.
Yeah.
When's it coming out?
I'm not sure. Let me look this up here. Pressure 2026 movie release. When is it? 2026 film. It's okay, why is it not telling me? Freaking May 29th. Okay. Release date May 29th.
Okay.
So so I still have 2 months. Man, I can't wait. Like, I have not been this excited for a movie in a long time. So I can't wait. 44 as well. In the Fraghetto massacre, soldiers belonging to the German 356th Infantry Division killed 30 Italian civilians and 15 partisans near Castle Adeliki in central northern Italy. Turning on their own former friends there. We have a couple. Yep, we have a couple things in 45 of the Battle of Okinawa. A massive kamikaze attack of around 110 Japanese aircraft damages 3 U.S. battleships off Okinawa Island. And then U.S. planes intercepted the Japanese fleet heading for Okinawa on a self-deletion mission. Super battleship Yamato and 4 destroyers were sunk. So we spoke about Yamato being ordered to... Because they knew it was going to be lost. But they threw it. They wanted to beach it on the actual island to be an actual a bunker, or something. But it just never made it to the island there. It says here the Imperial Japanese Navy battleship Yamato, one of the 2 largest ever constructed, because Yamato did have a sister ship. I think they both got sunk. Was sunk by the United States Navy aircraft operating during Operation Tengo. 45 as well, Kunaiki Koiso resigned as Prime Minister of Japan after the U.S. invasion of Okinawa. He was replaced by Kentaro Suzuki. So here we go again. Somebody taking accountability for their failure and stepping down in their position of power. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, where's that energy anymore these days? 45, Sonderkommando Elbe, special Luftwaffe units designed to destroy Allied planes by ramming them mid-air, were sent on their first and only mission of World War II. So, were these like a kamikaze, like a German kamikaze? It sounds like it. So,
yeah,
it's a military unit.
I've never heard of German kamikazes. That doesn't sound right.
Oh yeah, that's a cross.
Yeah, no, it happened. Look at that. They kamikazed into bomber aircraft. Huh.
Yeah.
That is wild. I never heard of that. There's photos. Look at that.
Yeah.
I had never heard of this. That is absolutely insane. I'm going to add this into the, there's a wiki article right here. So I'm going to add this in the underbar section here. So, what is it? Sonderkommando Elbe. So, we'll get that. We'll get the link. And yeah, for these links, they will be in the underbar section after the live stream, of course. What else do we got here? Loons Time, 1946. Part of East Prussia incorporated into Russian SFSR. Soviet Union annexed East Prussia as the Kaliningrad Oblast of the Russian Soviet Federative Socialist Republic. We also have Syria's independence from France was officially recognized. Nice. 2 years later, a Buddhist monastery burnt in Shanghai, China, leaving 20 monks dead. Horrible. The World Health Organization was formed by the United Nations. Now we know who to blame. So,
yes.
51, U.S. Bowling Congress began first Masters tournament. All right.
Nice.
53, first west to east jet transatlantic nonstop flight occurred. 1 year later, the German government refused to recognize the DDR. What is the DDR? What does that have to do with German? Or anything like that?
Yeah.
I guess East Germany?
Oh.
Was this West Germany refusing to recognize East Germany?
Yeah, I think that is that is East Germany.
Well, DDR is. I just looked it up.
Yeah.
So, but this just says German government refuses to recognize DDR. So that has to be West Germany.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before the Berlin Wall was erected, they were open cities.
Well, no, they were partitioned by 54. Remember, we split it with the Soviets.
Yes, they're partitioned, but you could still flow back and forth, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Now, Berlin is in the heart of East Germany. And we did have a corridor that was available to us that they tried to shut off at one time.
Yes. Yeah. And what were you saying, Jay?
I was watching to hear what you're saying there about East Germany.
Yep. 54, U.S. President Dwight D. Eisenhower, in a news conference, was the first to voice the fear of a domino effect of communism in the Indochina region.
Yep.
He gave his domino theory speech during a news conference there.
That's where the domino effect.
Like Nelson Mandela.
That's why we went to war in Vietnam, for the domino effect.
Actually, hold on a second. Let's see here. Button. I gotta play this. This is a classic here. So. Yo, should I push the communist button?
Don't do it. It's a domino effect.
Push the communist button.
Oh no!
You can watch the rest of the communist button on my channel by doing exactly what I just did on screen by looking it up. Anyway, 1956, France officially relinquished its protectorate in Morocco. Spain followed suit for regions of her protectorate in northern Morocco. So I guess Morocco becoming independent. or something.
Yeah,
So,
Broncos were one of my buddies is actor.
Oh, nice. Although it says from the other source, Franco of Spain agreed to surrender its protectorate in Morocco. So yeah, so that's coinciding with that. 57, last of New York's electric trolleys completed its final run. I didn't realize that they had those. 58, Dodgers erected a 42-foot screen in left field at LA Coliseum to cut down on home runs since it was only 200 feet down the line, 250
really
feet down the line.
And they put up this huge mesh 30-foot screen. And Wally Moon played for the Dodgers. And he perfected popping flies over.
All right, you have a good one, Jay. Thank you for joining.
Take it easy.
Have the rest of your show here.
Yep. 59, Oklahoma ended prohibition after 51 years. And we also have radar was first bounced off the sun from Stanford, California. And we're bouncing radar off the sun. 62, Indian cricketer Paulie Umerger slammed 172 not out versus West Indies at Port of Spain in 248 minutes. 62, Yugoslav ex-president Milovan Digilis returned to jail. Wonder why. And never before have I ever noticed how weird a human forehead feels. Like, that was a very strange sensation.
On the back of your head, I am?
Well, no, on the back of my head. It was just weird. Like, 63, public stock offering of 115,000 shares in Milwaukee Braves withdrawn after only 13,000 shares were sold to 1,600 new investors. Yugoslavia was proclaimed a socialist republic. That's not good. IBM, 1 year later, announced a System/360 mainframe computer. 65, Vivian Congdon made a stumping as 12th man New Zealand versus Pakistan. What the hell does that mean? I know that's cricket, but
no
what
clue.
is made a stumping? Like did he befuddle everybody on the other team? What's going on? Well, I mean, you can have an arm stump too, you know. So. 65, representatives of the National Congress of American Indians testified before members of the U.S. Senate in Washington, D.C. against the termination of the Colville tribe. I agree. Don't terminate tribes. 66, Israel is Syrian border fights. Who attacked who? Who provoked? And we also have U.S. recovered a lost hydrogen bomb from the Mediterranean seafloor. So that was one of those broken arrow incidents we've covered.
Yeah.
68, gangsters Henry Hill and Tommy DeSimone committed the Air France robbery, stealing $420,000. You know, nice, 420, smoke it. From cargo terminal at New York City's JFK International Airport. Wow. 68 as well. Riots continued in over 100 cities following the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. Yeah, that was one of the big ones.
Yeah.
1969, Dodgers Bill Singer was credited with the first official save against Reds. Now, are we talking about the first official save for the Dodgers or first official save ever for that sport?
No.
And what's a save?
Came out of the bullpen and pitched the last inning or two or whatever it is, and they won, so that pitcher gets a save. He saved the game for the starter.
Yeah, but he is credited with the first official save, not his first, the first. So that's why I'm asking, is it Dodgers or the MLB? I'm trying to find it here. 1969 here. Dodgers Bill Singer is credited with first official save. So it's not saying it's his. I mean, it is his.
It is. Well,
but is it the first save in the game?
It's got to be the first save, and they wrote it into the bylaws. It's always been there, but they called it a save. That's when they coined it.
Okay.
And put it in the record books.
Okay. So
now you look up the record books, it'll say he was 14-2 with 3 saves. Okay.
Now that's one half of the question. The other half is this a first official save for the Dodgers or is this a first official save for MLB?
MLB. That's what we're talking about.
Okay.
That's why they put it in the reard books.
Okay.
The term save. Before 69 or whatever it was, they didn't
have a term for it.
They didn't. You just innings pitched. Runs allowed. ERA.
1969 as well, Supreme Court struck down laws prohibiting private possession of obscene material. How are you going to enforce that?
Not easy.
Like, 69 as well.
If you publish it, you can enforce it.
Well, 1969, the Internet's symbolic birth date, publication of RFC1. So happy birthday, Internet. Oh. We use the Internet to, well, it's in everything nowadays. 1970, MLB Milwaukee Brewers, formerly the Seattle Pilots, we've been talking about these guys for the past couple of days, was their first game, and they lost to the Angels 12-0. We spoke about that.
So that's after they left Seattle and went to Milwaukee.
Yeah. And that's kind of an ominous thing. Like, baseball players are very superstitious.
Yeah.
So, if I were a baseball player, I would say go back to the pilots because this is clearly not working. So, 73, Cleveland set day game and opening game attendance records of 74,420. I wonder if those are still the records. 75, preliminary meeting in Paris on world economic crisis between oil exporting, oil importing, and non-oil third world countries. Okay, that needs to be done. 76 as well, members of parliament or MPs and suspected, or a member, or I guess he was just one member of parliament. Suspected spy John Stonehouse resigned from the Labour Party after being arrested for faking his own death. What the hell? That's wild. And pardon me, but I need to cough, so I'm going to mute this and block this so you don't get disgusted at the image of me coughing. But one moment.
Through their nose.
Well, I mean, it's a type of cough. It comes from the face. So, yeah. 77, Consumer Product Safety Commission banned Tris flame retardant. Why? 77 as well, German federal prosecutor Siegfried Bubeck and his driver were shot dead by 2 Red Army faction members, starting the German autumn. That's not good. MLB Toronto Blue Jays first game, they beat Chicago 9-5. All right. And we have the Gutenberg Bible in 78, sold for $2 million in New York City. That's one expensive Bible. 78, U.S. President Jimmy Carter deferred production of neutron bomb, effectively canceling it. So, whatever defers means in this context, but basically, canceled.
Deferred,
so, yeah. 79 as well, Henry Lamotte dove 28 feet into 12 and 3/8 inches of water. So he jumped 28 feet into...
jumped 28 feet,
He jumped from 28 feet in height into 12... I guess it just says 12 and 3/8 inches, so just over a foot.
3/8 of an inch over a foot, yeah.
So, how do you not die?
I don't know.
How is that possible?
I mean,
I've seen stuff like that in cartoons, and I know that it was based off of reality, but, people legitimately dove, incredibly high into very shallow water. I mean, you're not even allowed to dive into the jacuzzi, and it's 3 feet deep.
Yeah.
That's 3 times as big as that. You can't jump into it from a lift. So this guy's jumping from a 3-story building into less.
You got to remember, he after the dive, he is only 3 feet tall.
79, Houston Astro Ken Forth no-hit Atlanta Braves 6-0, becoming with his brother Bob Forsch the only MLB siblings to accomplish the feat.
Now, what did that say again? Did it say no hit or a perfect game? Okay,
no
that's
hit.
different.
Yes.
No hit is different than a perfect game.
Yeah, perfect game is no runs, no anything.
27 up, 27 down.
Yeah. 79 as well, NHL New York Islanders Mike Bossy scored 4 goals on his first 4 shots in a 9-2 win over visiting Philadelphia Flyers. So he almost did half that team's work right there. Yeah. 80, U.S. President Jimmy Carter broke relations with Iran during the Iran hostage, the Iran hostage crisis. I was going to say Iran-Contra affair, but we're going to be talking about that later on. 81, William Klein mentally extracted 13th root of a 100-digit number in 29 seconds. So basically, imagine a number 100 digits long, and he mentally took out the 13th square root of it in 29 seconds. Wow. How? I don't know. 83, we have the oldest human skeleton, aged at 80,000 years, discovered in Egypt. All right. 83 as well, STS-6 specialist Story Moosegrave and Don Peterson performed the first STS spacewalk. So a space shuttle spacewalk. Not the first ever spacewalk. That was actually that was done impromptu. And it was actually kind of terrifying because when they did their first spacewalk, I think it was when they
had to go fix something.
It was either that or when they transferred. It was before we had the docking thing, with the hatch. So they actually had to get out, from the side hatch and everything. We transferred between one of our pods and one of Soviet's pods or whatever. Like, they were next to each other,
makes sense.
and then, like, they got out without any tethers and then just transferred and then went in or something.
Without any tethers?
Without any tethers.
Really unusual.
Without any grips. Like, it was done, or so it said, if I'm even remembering things correctly, which I might not be. 83 as well, WIBC Championship Tournament in Las Vegas attracted 75,480 women bowlers for an 83-day event.
An 83-day event?
Yeah.
That's 3 months.
Yeah, well, like,
Wow.
yeah. I didn't even realize there were that many bowlers, let alone women bowlers. Like, that's a lot of bowlers.
A lot of
I wonder if Pam was part of that group. Oh, I wonder if she went.
Is she a big bowler?
She has her own bowl. She's left-handed. I mean, you're
Yeah.
not going to just get your own left-handed ball if you're not going to go bowling.
Well, that doesn't mean she was in leagues and everything else. I don't know.
Well,
I
why would
have
you?
no idea.
Why would you blow the money to buy a freaking ball? Those ain't
Because
cheap.
you like to bowl and you're left-handed.
Okay. 84, Detroit Tiger Jack Morris no-hit Chicago White Sox 4-0. Once again, no-hit, not perfect game. 85, first live telecast of Easter Parade in New York. All right. Ayo's time.
Yay.
87, Al Capanis, Dodger executive of more than 40 years, resigned after making racial remarks on Nightline. Yee.
Talked about that last night.
Well, no,
Stupid.
What was
Yesterday.
that? Was that the same guy or?
Yeah, Al Campanis.
Okay. 87 as well. National Museum of Female Physicians opened in Washington D.C. Okay, that's cool. I didn't even realize that was a thing. Like, there's been that many female physicians that there's a museum. Like, I'm not knocking it or anything. I'm just wondering. Like, is it one room or is it a whole building? You know?
I have no idea.
Like, once again, I'm not trying to shit on it or anything. It's just. I mean. 88, Russia announced it will withdraw its troops from Afghanistan. Soviet Defense Minister Dmitry Yazov ordered the Soviet withdrawal from Afghanistan.
Now,
And,
we'll fill that gap.
well, yeah, I mean, we did cover them leaving
Yeah.
earlier. So, 89, New York Supreme Court took America's Cup away from San Diego Yacht Club for using a catamaran against New Zealand. Appeals court eventually overruled. And that seems like cheating to me. I don't know. 89 as well. Soviet sub sunk in Norwegian Sea with about a dozen deaths. Now, the other source says 42 sailors. That's more than a dozen.
Yeah.
That's almost like 3 dozen.
That's over
12,
3 dozen.
24, 30, that is, that's almost 4 dozen. That's crazy. 1990, a fire killed 110 people on a ferry in Norway. In an unrelated event, 30 other people died in a ferry flip, over in Burma. And the other source says that the one in Norway, the Scandinavian Star, killed 159 people, not just 110. So, which, by the way, did you know that the Norwegian Navy has barcodes on their ships?
No, I didn't know that.
You want to know why they have that?
Am I being set up? Why?
So they can Scandinavian.
Oh, I knew I was being set up.
1990, John Poindexter, a U.S. National Security Advisor, was found guilty on 5 counts of lying to Congress and obstruction regarding the Iran-Contra scandal. Yep. In 91, though, the convictions were reversed on appeal. Of course. Farm Aid 4 concert in Hoosier Dome, Indianapolis, Indiana, featured Bonnie Raitt, John Mellencamp, John Hyatt, Carl Perkins, Arlo Guthrie, Garth Brooks, Bruce Hornsby, Elton John, Lou Reed, Taj Mahal. Taj Mahal, that's an interesting name for a guy. Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, Willie Nelson, Iggy Pop, and others.
Now, Arlo Guthrie, I'm going to give you one little line out of one of his songs that you'll recognize very quickly. I don't want to pick
Really? Really?
That's Arlo Guthrie.
Just want to ride my motorcycle. 91, Compton Gamma Ray Observatory orbited Earth. We covered... That was a weird noise.
Calling the dog, I think.
We covered that recently. It's launching, I think. We covered that yesterday or the day before. 92, Republika Srpska, a.k.a. the Bosnian Serb Republic, announced its independence. All right. 93 as well, Dante Bichette hit the first Colorado Rocky home run at Shea Stadium, New York. Okay.
There you go.
And they really do cover everything. The first Colorado Rockies home run at Shea Stadium. Who cares? I mean, okay, I'll blow my nose for the 595 time in this desk, sitting in this position, at this time of day, with that much light out, in this house, Like how specific do you want your category to be? Come on, 94, the first night game at Cleveland Jacobs Field, Indians 6, Seattle 2. And then we have American soul singer, or I guess Stadium soul singer, Percy Sledge pled guilty to tax evasion, receiving sentence of 6 months in a halfway house, 5 years of probation, in order to pay $96,000 in back taxes and penalties. When did we stop punishing like this? Hit them hard. Make them stop. 94 as well, beginning of the Rwandan genocide, Presidential Guard began killing moderate politicians and public figures in Kigali, including Prime Minister Agathe Uwilingiyimana. So, yeah, that's terrible. 94, New York Yankees defeated the Texas Rangers 18-6. That's a 3-1. 6-12-18. So, freaking Texas Rangers got their teeth kicked in. The Vatican commemorated the Holocaust for the first time with an orchestral concert in the Sala Nerve. Then we have Auburn Callaway attempted to destroy Federal Express Flight 705 in order to allow his family to benefit from his life insurance policy. Yeah, it was a guy, I think he stowed away, or he was one of the, he worked for FedEx and everything. And I saw a Ray William Johnson video actually on this event, I believe, but it's been long enough to not remember exact semantics. But he was either part of the active flight crew from that flight, or he stowed away in the plane knowingly. But he wanted to be found in the crash and have his family, benefit from the. But thankfully, the crew, he almost got his wish, because he knocked a couple of them down, knocked some of them out. Almost killed a couple of them, I think. It's a whole story. But they eventually overpowered and subdued him. And, nobody died at the end. Thank goodness. 95, we have the First Chechen War. Russian paramilitary troops began a massacre of civilians in Shamshi, Chechnya. That's never good. 99, the World Trade Organization ruled in favor of the United States in its long-running trade dispute with the European Union over bananas. Okay. I guess they really find them appealing. So
they're a bunch of losers.
Yeah. 2000, the first regular season MLB game at Enron Field, which is now Minute Maid Park. Well, it was now Minute Maid Park. It's now Daikin Park. So it was Minute Maid Park as far as me having written this the last time. What were you going to say?
I was going back to bananas. Bananas are a bunch, right?
Yes.
Okay. You just didn't like my joke.
But you are also correct.
Yeah, I know. A bunch of bananas.
Oh, okay. I guess that went over my head this time.
That's why I had to bring it to life.
Okay.
Shouldn't have done that. Let it die.
In Houston, Texas, visiting Philadelphia Phillies beat Astros 4-1. Phillies third baseman Scott Rowland hit first homer at the new park. Cool.
There you go.
2000 as well, South African cricket captain Hansi Cronje was charged by Delhi police with fixing one-day international matches against India. 2001, Mars Odyssey was launched, the orbiter. So not the rover, but the orbiter.
Yeah.
2003, Iraq War. U.S. troops captured Baghdad. Saddam Hussein's regime fell 2 days later. Yep. 2003 as well, Haitian President Jean-Bertrand Aristide demanded reparations of $21 billion from France for the Haitian independence debt. Okay, well, good luck getting that. 2005, first release of Git distributed version control system. I'm going to do a surface level scratch of that article because that's weird. I've never heard of Git. Oh, here we go. It's a distributed version control software system that is capable of managing versions of source code or data. It is often used to control source code by programmers who are developing software collaboratively. Okay, that's cool. I'm going to add this in the underbar section. Git. Oh, no idea that existed. What else do we got? 2009, former Peruvian President Alberto Fujimori was sentenced to 25 years in prison for ordering killings and kidnappings by security forces. Yeah. That should have a death penalty, not prison. We also have mass protests began across Moldova under the belief that resulted from the parliamentary election were fraudulent. 2011, the Israeli Defense Force used their Iron Dome missile system to successfully intercept a BM-21 Grad launched from Gaza, marking the first short-range missile intercept ever. Yeah. 2011 as well, a gunman opened fire at an elementary school in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, killing 12 children and injuring 22 others before offing himself. So it's not just the United States that gets these. We also have 130 Pakistani army soldiers were buried in an avalanche near the Saishen Glacier. I wonder how many of them survived, if any. I'm just going to check to see if we have any comments.
Usually means you're toast.
Well,
generally, but that doesn't mean it does.
2016, longest ever captured python found on Penang Island in Malaysia at 26 feet long, 8 meters. That is enormous. 2017, Smurfs: The Lost Village was released in the United States. Still going on with the Smurfs. Whatever it takes to keep that IP out of public domain. Am I right? You know?
I don't know.
Well, you know what that means.
Yeah.
You copyright and all that stuff. Well, I mean, as soon as Smurfs go public domain, it's no longer owned by, like, Hanna-Barbera or whoever the hell owns it. Like, you know, they can't make money off of it.
It does. That's a time thing, not what they do with it.
Well, no, it's a time thing, but, well, if you make new products, like, there's a way that you replenish it.
Yes. You can attach it and then it goes on.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. Although, like, if that's the thing, then Mickey Mouse should be, you know, still copywritten, but I know for a fact that they are public domain. So, I don't know. There has to be a ceiling to that, too. Anyway, 2017, a truck driven into a department store in Stockholm killed 4 people in a terror attack. A man deliberately drove a hijacked truck into a crowd of people in Stockholm, killing 5 people and injuring 15 others. We have U.S. President Donald Trump ordered missile strike on Syrian airfield after chemical weapons attack on Khan Sheikhom.
While having dinner with Xi Jinping.
Yeah, we were talking about that yesterday. Now, what's interesting is, like, this was in Syria. 1 year later, suspected gas attack on Doma by Syrian government air force killed more than 40 people and injured more than 500. So is this a middle finger back to Trump? Because it's the 1 year anniversary of him doing this, so then Syria does another. Because Syria did some gas attack, and then we did this, and then Syria's doing another gas attack 1 year later of Trump's, you know, like, it's just a back and forth.
Well,
you know,
all I know is when Trump went to Saudi Arabia this term, right in the very beginning of it, they asked him to go meet with the new Syrian president, and he's going, I don't know that. They said, no, he's a really good guy, go check him out. So whatever they had there, they're now talking and, you know, got to know each other.
Good. 2018 as well, Vegas Golden Knights suffered a 7-1 end of regular season defeat at Calgary, but finished with an NHL expansion team record 51 victories. Previous record was 33 by the Anaheim Ducks and Florida Panthers from 1993 to 94. So they, I guess, shared it.
I guess.
2018, former Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva was arrested for corruption by determination of Judge Sergio Moro from the car wash operation. Lula stayed in prison for 580 days before being released by the Brazilian Supreme Court. All right. Well, I'd like to look up this car wash operation, but we're 2 minutes to our hour, so I challenge you, viewer, you look it up, let us know in the comments section.
Check it out.
2019, a rebel force of the Libyan National Army under General Khalifa Haftar began advancing on Tripoli with 21 killed and 27 injured over the next few days as they tried to take the capital. We have retiring NBA legends Dirk Nowitzki of Dallas and Dwayne Wade of Miami played their final home games, both victories. Magic Johnson sensationally quit as LA Lakers president of basketball operations. Houston Rockets converted NBA record 27 three-point field goals in 149-113 win over Phoenix. Wow. That's a lot of stuff happening on that day.
Yeah.
And we have Rwanda marked 25 years and the beginning of 100 days of mourning since the genocide that killed 800,000 people.
Man.
So, wow. 2020, Australia's highest court overturned the child sexual abuse conviction of Catholic Cardinal George Pell. Okay, I don't know. Like, is he innocent? Like,
apparently not.
Well, no, they overturned it.
So apparently he's innocent.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. I'm saying it backwards.
Yeah. 2020, China ended its lockdown of Wuhan, the city at the center of the COVID-19 pandemic, after 76 days, as the country reported no new deaths for the first time. We also have U.S. Acting Secretary of the Navy Thomas Malloy resigned after calling USN Captain Brett Krosnier of aircraft carrier USS Theodore Roosevelt, call sign CVN-71, quote, too naive and too stupid, end quote, in an address to the ship's crew. We've been covering this for the past couple of days. This captain, Captain Crozier, walked off because he wanted better conditions or something for his crew. Like they weren't getting adequate, whatever it was. I don't remember what it was, but they weren't getting adequate treatment or something for this whole Kung Flu thing. They weren't getting enough PPEs, personal protective equipment. They weren't getting enough. Something was wrong. He brought it up, and then he got reprimanded, and all this stuff. And Secretary of the Navy calls somebody too naive and too stupid. Yeah. Well, the Secretary of the Navy should step down, and he did. He resigned. Thank God. What a piece of shit. We also have Wisconsin held its Democratic primary with in-person voting in the midst of the Kung Flu pandemic after a mail-in voting rejected by the Wisconsin legislature.
Good.
Yeah. In 2021, UK COVID-19 variant B117, the Alpha, now the dominant variant in the U.S. according to the CDC, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. The SARS-CoV-2 Alpha variant become the dominant strain in the U.S. Just trying to keep the fear going. Oh, blah blah, be scared. Get the jab, become dead. 2029, Ketanji Brown Jackson became the first black female justice to be confirmed by the U.S. Senate to the Supreme Court in 53 to 47 votes. Sounds like affirmative action and DEI at that time. Did she actually earn it, or did she get it because she's black and a woman? Check mark.
She's got it because she's all of the above and very left.
Oh, there you go. 2022, MLB Cleveland Guardians lost in first game under their new name, 3-1 to the Royals in Kansas City.
Guardians. God forbid they should be called the Indians. I just hate all that stuff.
Once again, as I said, what's the word? Superstitious. Yeah. Go back. 2022, Yemeni President Abdurrahman Mansour Hadi transferred power to an 8-member council to negotiate with the Houthis in an attempt to end the country's 7-year civil war. U.S. District Judge 2023 Matthew Kaczynski suspended Food and Drug Administration's approval of key abortion pill mifepristone, leading to U.S. government request for legal appeal to stop nationwide ban. We have a fake jury trial, a reality television series, Jury Duty, created by Lee Eisenberg and Gene Stupinski, starred Ronald Gadden as himself, who was unaware of the hoax, alongside James Marsden and Mickey Leeper as jurors, premiering on Amazon Freevee. That has got to be illegal, to make somebody think that they're actually serving jury duty.
Yeah, something's wrong with that.
That has to be illegal somewhere. 2024 British charity fundraiser Russ Cook, the hardest geezer, ran the length of Africa, arriving at Ras Angela, Tunisia, almost a year after setting off from Cape Aguilas, South Africa. Wow. So, 2024 New York region hit by a 4.8 magnitude earthquake with multiple aftershocks, one of the largest earthquakes for a century in the area. And last but not least, this time last year, Asia-Pacific stock markets had their biggest falls in a decade after U.S. President Trump announced tariffs between 10 and 46%. Good. Let's bleed the whole world dry of money, because they've been bleeding us dry for the past 70 years. Time to get it all back. And that shall conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar of the description below for any links that you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things on the Coalition. A lot of history has and continues to be made on a daily basis. If we can only bring you a portion, between two sources, we've been going on for over an hour with all this jazz and everything. So, for your dose of past events daily, we stream every day at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. For all of you and all of us, I'm Alexander.
Golden Loon.
And we had Jay in earlier. And, of course, UVRU. Thank you so much for coming in and joining us. Until you catch us next time, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection. Rate 5 thumbs and subscribe. Toodles!